Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Expert Empire. Today's video is on how to draft a Victorian corset with yoke. This is an interesting and very detailed tutorial, and if you're a beginner who is determined to learn corset making, you can give this a try. But first you have to know how to draft a basic bodice block. Alright, so this is a long awaited tutorial guys, because I actually got requests to make this video, but I'm sorry it took this long because I lost some parts of the video, so I had to do this all over again. Alright, if this is your first time on this channel, you are welcome, and to my returning subscribers, thanks a bunch guys. I really do appreciate your support guys. God bless you. Now let's get started. So loves, I already drafted my basic bodice block pattern because I don't want this video to be too long. Here is the front bodice and this is the back bodice. If you want to see how I drafted this pattern, the video is on this channel, so you can go ahead and watch it. I'll be dropping the link to the video where I drafted this basic bodice block in the description below. So this is the required measurements I'll be working with. Please make sure you take yours as well. The full length shoulder to the upper hip is 23 inches. The half length, which is shoulder to waist for the front and the back. For the front is 16 inches, the back is 14 inches. I'll explain that later. The shoulder is 16 inches. The bust circumference is 39 inches. The bust point, that is shoulder to nipple, is 10.5 inches. The bust span, which is nipple to nipple, is 8 inches. The underbust length, that is shoulder to underbust, is 14.5 inches. The underbust circumference is 32 inches. Waist circumference is 33 inches, while the upper hip circumference is 39 inches. Like I said earlier, the half length, that is shoulder to waist, for the front is 16 inches, while that of the back is 14 inches. That gives a difference of 2 inches, right? Don't worry, because this is not going to affect the pattern in any way. The 2 inches difference will be eliminated from the side dart on the front bodies. So this is the chest line, the bust line, the under bust, the waistline, and the hip line, which is actually the upper hip line. Okay, then for the back bodies, this is the chest line, the bust line, the waistline, and then the hip line. Now let's start by altering the front bodies. First, on the shoulder, I'll divide what I have here into 2 equal halves and mark. Then from this point that I marked, I'll connect a straight line to the bust point. On the chest line, I'll go up by 1.5 inches and mark. Then I'll rule a straight line across. The reason for doing this is because of the sweetheart neckline, so that it will have a perfect fit. For the overbust tightening, I'll go out on both sides of this line by 0.75 inch and mark. So altogether I have 1.5 inches right there. Then I'll connect the points to the bust points using a straight ruler like this. Next, I'll use my curved rule to create the sweetheart neckline that I want. Then I'll flip it over this way and connect it to the armhole. Then finish it up using my free hand right there. What I'll be doing next is the underbust tightening for more fitting and curve at the bust area. And to do this, on the underbust line, I'll divide my round underbust measurements by 4. You can remember the underbust circumference that I have here is 32 inches. So 32 inches divided by 4, that will give me 8 inches. I would measure that 8 inches on the underbust line right there. Then I'll measure my dart intake, which is 1 inch, and I'll replace it back. And after replacing the 1 inch dart intake, I'll go ahead and measure what I have left. So for me, I have 1 inch left. So I'll divide that 1 inch by 4 and then mark 0.25 on this part of the center front, which is 1/4 of 1 inch. Then the remaining 3/4, which is 0.75, I'll mark it right there on the side. Then I'll connect those points that I just marked to the bust point using the curved rule like this. Then I'll just go ahead and connect the line upwards to the bust point using my straight ruler. Next, I'll use the straight ruler to connect the curves to the end of the darts. In case you have the line you draw not matching with the darts on one side or both sides, You don't need to worry about it because it does not affect your pattern, okay? So on this side of the hemline, I'll go up by 1 inch because I don't want the corset to have a pointy look right there. Then I'll connect it with a curve rule like this. I'll just go ahead and shade the darts so you can see it clearly. So all the shaded parts are going out. On the waistline, I'll place the tape rule on the first dart line I drew with pencil to the center front. I'll get the middle point, then mark what I got there, and then I'll extend it also on the hip line, the underbust line, the bust line, and the chest line. Then I'll use a straight ruler to connect the points. I'm doing this because I want to create another dart in order to snatch my waist. So on the waistline, I'll take in 1/4 of an inch, that is 0.25 inch on both sides because I want to snatch my waist by 1 inch at the front. And remember, this pattern is on fold, okay? Then I'll connect the dart lines like this using a straight ruler. I'll also go ahead and shade the darts to show that they will be cut out as they are no longer needed on this pattern. Next, I'll label the center front 1, center front 2, and then the side front. I'll also use this arrow to indicate that the center front is on fold, okay? Please note that labeling is very important so that you don't mix them up when you are joining, especially if you want to create more darts and cut out more pieces. So now I'll go ahead and cut the yoke from the front bodies, then work on the side darts. After cutting out the yoke, I'll keep it aside because I'll work on it later. To eliminate the side darts, I'll slash through the bust band line up to the bust point like this. Then I'll go ahead and trim off that part. Next, I would fold this part of the side darts so I can have a straight line. Then I'll slash through it up to the bust point like so. Next, I'll go ahead and place the down part on this other side, making sure that it's resting on the bust line. Then I'll tape it down using a sellotape. As you can see, there's a shortage at this side, so what I'll do is to connect the line back to the armhole using a straight ruler. The front piece is ready, guys, so now it's time to cut it out. I'll go ahead and cut out all the pieces. So after I was done cutting out the front pieces, I went ahead and numbered them 1, 2, and 3. I also used tiny arrows to indicate the direction of joining the pieces together. Remember the 1.5 inches dart intake at the overbust. I'll be taking the same 1.5 inches on the yoke. This is to avoid gaping, alright? So on this line, I'll go out by 0.75 inch on both sides, then connect the darts to the shoulder like this using a straight ruler. Next, what I'll do is to replace that 1.5 inches that I took out there right on the chest line, then connect it to the shoulder this way using my armhole curve. The essence of doing that is to avoid any shortage at that part when joining, alright? So I'll go ahead and slash through this dart leg like this, then I'll place it on the other one like so. After that, I'll go ahead and tape it down using a sellotape. So trust me, guys, if you do this, you will not have any issue with gaping on your yoke, alright? So as you can see, there's a shortage at that part. I'll just cut out a little piece of paper, place it under, and then reconnect the line using my curved rule. Now it's time to cut it out. I'll go ahead and cut out the yoke, and then the yoke is ready, guys. So I'll label it appropriately. This is the front yoke. I'll place all the patterns together so you can see it properly. So this is all about the front piece. You can see how beautiful the pattern is looking. So I'll keep that aside and then work on the back bodice. To alter the back bodice, I already took in 0.5 inch on the waistline of the center back. Okay, I did that because I don't want any bulge at the zipper area. All right, I'll be making use of zipper for this outfit. Okay, so that is why I did that, to avoid any bulge. Next, what I'll do is to place my tape rule from this dart leg to this point, and then I'll mark my midpoint right there. Next, I'll rule a straight line. On that line, I'll come out by 0.25 inch on both sides. That's because I want to snatch my waist by 1 inch, just like I did for the front. On the hemline, I'll go up by 2 inches, mark it right there, and then go ahead and connect the darts like this. Note that I'm taking out just 2 inches from my waist measurement in order to snatch my waist, because I'm making use of a zipper. If you're making use of eyelets or loops, you can go ahead and snatch your waist by 3 inches or 4 inches, but don't do more than 4 inches, please. Okay, so on the hip line, I'll go up by 1 inch right there, and then connect the curve like so, just like I did for the front. And to tighten the chest line for a perfect fit, I'll come out by 0.25 inch on both sides of the dart leg like this. Then I'll connect it back to the waistline like so. Alright. After connecting it, I'll just go ahead and shade the dart so that I will know the part that is going out. Okay. So after shading the darts, I'll label the center back, the side back 1, and then the side back 2. I also number them 1, 2, and 3. Then position the arrow in the right directions. Okay. Next, on the chest line, I'll come in by 3.5 inches, mark it right there, and then from the neckline, I'll come down by 1 inch, mark it right there, and then I'll connect the curve using my curve rule. That is the kind of shape or pattern that I want for the back yoke. All right. I also went ahead to introduce a dart line on the yoke to avoid gaping, just like I did for the front. And I also came out by 0.25 inch on both sides of the dart. Okay, that's 0.5 inch altogether. And then with this, there will be no gaping at the back yoke because it will make the yoke to relax perfectly well. So make sure you do this as well. I've already shaded the parts that are going out, so I'll go ahead and cut out the pieces and then work on the yoke. Now, as you can see, I've slashed through one side of the dart on the yoke, and then I'll just place it on each other like this, and then tape it down, then connect the line back to have a perfect curve right there. Now for the back yoke, there will be no need to add the 0.5 inch that I took out on the yoke, all right, because it's not necessary. So this is the side back. I'll place the side front on it so you can see that at the end of the day, both sides are equal. All right. So I'll arrange the back pieces together so you can see how beautiful this pattern is looking. All right, so with this we have come to the end of this interesting tutorial, and if you find this video helpful, please give it a massive thumbs up, click on the subscribe button if you are not yet subscribed, and make sure you turn on your post notification bell so you get notified each time I upload a new video. You can also share this video with your fellow soulmates and friends, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.